Thank you very much, Noel. I feel a little bit like at a concert, you know, you have a warm-up band. And I'm a warm-up band to the main event, and of course the main event is the acting foreign minister of Kazakhstan. And it really is a great privilege to have this opportunity to introduce His Excellency, Mr. Kairat Umarov, as the next distinguished speaker. And we thought we'd start on it right away because then we can also sit down and enjoy our luncheon while you're starting already. But I also use the word privilege because Mr. Umarov is the acting Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Kazakhstan is a very prominent Central Asian nation whose initiatives have gained attention and respect throughout the world. It is a particular privilege for me to make this introduction because of Kazakhstan's many contributions to international peace and security, and especially in the areas of disarmament and non-proliferation. Its actions in closing down the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site in 1991 and eliminating all nuclear weapons on its territory are really a concrete evidence that enlightened leadership can indeed lure the nuclear weapons genie back into the bottle. Kazakhstan reinforced these decisions by joining the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty as a non-nuclear weapon state and has successfully championed the establishment of the Central Asian Nuclear Weapon-Free Zone. Very important initiatives. And it has also contributed significantly to wider international efforts to enhance the safety of fissionable nuclear materials while also promoting the peaceful uses of nuclear energy. Kazakhstan, I find it especially fitting that Mr. Umarov is joining us at this year's World Leadership Forum because of Kazakhstan's determined efforts to translate multilateral norms into domestic laws, into regulations, and into policies. This is exactly what is needed most right now in the world community in the field of disarmament, and a field that is all too often honored more with lofty words than with concrete actions. And Kazakhstan is a very notable example, and we thank you for that. Through all of these actions, Kazakhstan has succeeded in raising disarmament to a high policy priority. Even more, one might say that disarmament has become part of Kazakhstan's proud national identity. Its records of achievement in this field illustrates how progress in disarmament advances both ideals and self-interests. It has demonstrated how nuclear weapons hinder economic development through wasting valuable resources, not to mention the investments needed to cope with the tragic human and environmental consequences from the development of such weapons. In short, Kazakhstan has shown how a country can become a great nation without nuclear weapons. I'm especially pleased that Kazakhstan has joined the over 140 member states that have indicated their support for negotiating a nuclear weapons convention. And this is a key part of the Secretary General's 5-point nuclear disarmament proposal that he launched in 2008. Our distinguished speaker today, the acting foreign minister, has long had personal interest in the tragic humanitarian and environmental effects of over 450 Soviet-era nuclear tests at the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site. He was active in the Nevada Semipalatinsk International Anti-Nuclear Movement, which contributed significantly to efforts to halt such tests permanently. It has been said that this movement practiced a diplomatic strategy on 3 levels: people, parliaments, and experts. Backed by international cooperation among concerned states, this may well offer a model, not just for closing down other nuclear test sites around the world, but for achieving, in fact, a world free of nuclear weapons. In addition to his background in opposing nuclear testing, Mr. Umarov also has many years of diplomatic service, most recently as his country's ambassador to India. He's also a scholar, having received his doctorate in history. So it's a special honor today for me as a High Representative for Disarmament Affairs to welcome Acting Foreign Minister Umarov back to New York and the United Nations, and I would like to now invite you to come to the podium.